Welcome to ROM Detectives. Today we're going to be playing Bonk's Adventure. This was the very first game I ever played for the TurboGrafx 16. When I was 10 years old, my brother, who was about 3 years older than I am, he had a rich friend who had a TurboGrafx 16. We all had that one rich friend, right, that had all the consoles. And this was the very first game I played, and I thought it looked beautiful. I like the fact that the TurboGrafx 16's controller had built-in turbo, but it didn't take the place of my beloved Mario. It's a fun game, but it's not quite as good. There's just something about it. Didn't quite reach it. But this video is called Warping Around, but I'm also going to show you some interesting features before then. So I've got my first meat power up. I'm going to get the second one right here. And then what that does is it turns on invincibility briefly. So I can go ahead and wipe these guys out. You'll see right here at 2DC, let me freeze this. 2DC 3 and 4, there's a 16-bit integer here, and that's the timeout for invincibility. So I froze it so it'll never count down to 0, and you'll see that even though the music stopped playing for invincibility, I am still invincible. I can go ahead and wipe out these little guys and work my way forward all the way to the end of the level. And in fact, I could go, the invincibility stays throughout the levels because it just never finishes counting down. So if I wanted to, I could go through the entire game being invincible and have a jolly old time wiping everybody out. But that would make it too easy. So I'm going to go ahead and unfreeze this. I'll just set this to 0, let it go and turn off quickly. One of the things I don't like about this game is that the power-ups, I love his zombie face, by the way. The power-ups time out. This value right here is how long you get to keep this level of power-up. I'm going to go ahead and freeze this just so I don't have to worry about losing my power-up to time. That's just one thing I thought was kind of a bad decision to make in this game. Now you can still lose the power-up by taking a hit. For example, if I come over here to this volcano and I just go ahead and let it hit me, it's going to drop me back down to the lower level, but that'll at least make it so that you don't have to worry about losing your power up to time. So if I turn that off and I just sit here for a few seconds, you see it's counting down until this is going to go to 0, and then this will go down to 0, and then it's going to send me back to regular bonk mode. And that's just something I never really liked about this game. So that's one thing you can do to turn it off. I'm going to go ahead and move forward here and get to the end of this stage and show you something else about this. Actually, you know what? I've got a save state. I'll just jump right ahead there. You see here, I've got 1 life right now left. And the lives are stored in 2dB1. Here's my 1 life. If I set this to something like huge, like 63, that's the hex value 63, which means 99 in decimal, you'll see it doesn't change this value. It still states here that I have only 1 life. And this is pretty common in 8-bit video games. They only update the screen when they need to because they're really pressed for CPU cycles. So even though I changed it in memory, the game is not expecting lives to change. This will only update when I die, when I get a 1-up, or when I finish a level, because then it's going to clear the screen and have to redraw it all entirely. In which case, now I've got my 99 lives because it's reading that from memory. If I go back to that save state, I can do the same thing with these hearts up here. The hearts are stored right here. This is the current status of your hearts, 0B, which if it were 0F, I would have all 3 full. And then this next one is a flag for whether you have 5 hearts. I'm going to set that to 10, which means I have 5 hearts, and I'm going to set this to 20, which means all 5 hearts are full health. And you'll see, again, it didn't do anything here, but if I go ahead and I move on to the next stage, it's going to force the game to have to redraw that status bar up there, and now I've got all 5 hearts. This is something that you can do in a lot of different games, the ones that are not set to update the screen every iteration through. Another thing that you can do, I'm going to jump all the way back up here to 2067. This is actually going to the title of this video, Warping Around. This is the stage that I'm in right now. Now, in this game right now, I'm in stage 1, 2, and it's showing a 0, 1 here. The reason it's doing that is because the stage values are 0 based. So stage 1, 1 is 0, stage 1, 2 is 1, stage 1, 3 is 2, and so forth. So if I were to say, set this to, I don't know, 7, I'm going to end the level. It's going to increment this to 8 because you always add 1 to the stage when you're done. And then I'm going to show up here at 2, 4. And so that's a good warp that you can use. And you can jump ahead to anything you want. I'm going to put a 10 in here, which is the hexadecimal equivalent of 16. It's going to add 1 to it, which is going to put me into level 17. And here I show up at 3-5, slide across the ice. I love this guy's little legs. Just this game just has amazing character art. Definitely impressed by the graphic artist here. So I'm going to jump it up to 20 now. Move on ahead. That's going to put me to stage 21. Which, as you can see here, 5-5. This is the boss rush at the very end. Oh, spoilers alert. Okay, and you can do that for any of the stages in the game. 0 to 26 are all of the stages. 26 is the final boss stage. But you can also jump ahead to, or use this to get to stages that there are levels, but you don't normally get to them through incrementing. So here I'm changing it to 28. It's going to jump me to 29, which is one of the bonus stages. Normally you'd have to go through a door to get to this, but now you can just jump ahead and enjoy. Jump ahead, pun intended. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's try another one here. We can do, what about the bonus rooms? There are bonus rooms in this game as well. I'm going to put in 31, and that's going to increment to 32, which is the bonus room that has the vegetables and the large meat. Now this is going to show an interesting side effect to this. When I leave here, the game has to keep in memory where I came from, and as you can see, because I just jumped to there, it doesn't know where I came from. So I think there's like a sort of a default mechanism in there that says if you don't know where you came from when you're leaving a room, you go back to the start or something like that, and obviously the camera went and fell through the ground, and then it just gamed over and reset on me. I think that's just it's the programmers put that in there to say prevent it from going all over the place into spots where it's not supposed to go. However, you can still go to places that, and this is kind of the whole purpose of, or the reason that ROM detectives exist, because we do like to go to places that you're not supposed to go to. So I'm going to put 2F in here, and that's going to put me, it's going to add 1 and take me to 30, and you'll see that this is actually an ending stage, or this is part of the ending sequence. Normally there's a little graphic here of like the planet in the background, and this is just a scene that's used at the very ending of the game. Again, spoiler alert. But Bonk's here. He's actually hanging out here, and you notice the camera is set a lot higher than it's supposed to be. A lot of people who have beaten this game, they might not even realize that this is actually a background from scene 2-4, stage 2-4. We can also jump ahead to, if we put in, let's see here, 2-6 and move ahead. This is a map that I'm not sure if this is actually in the game or not. I don't ever remember seeing it. It's been a long time since I've really took this game seriously. But I'm just gonna speed up the emulator here because this stage just goes on and on and on for a while. But if you keep moving, eventually, let me get it back down to regular speed here. Eventually, you're going to reach the end of the stage. I think it's the game just doesn't have, and we fall off the end of the earth, and we get a game over. That's cool. Or alternately, you can choose levels that are not even part of the game's maps at all. So if I put like a 3F in here, there's really only, I think there's something like I forget exactly how many there are, but this is well beyond the actual map. So I'm going into 40 hex, and you can see it's loading enemies and objects correctly, but the background is totally glitched out. I don't even think those are graphics from the game. I think that's just reading ROM, like program data, as graphics. But you see, I'm kind of stuck here. Again, I'm actually in the map. You can't see me. I believe I'm way off screen, but the game recognizes that I'm still here in the map. I'm trying to see. I know I can like jump over a ledge here and keep on moving. There we go, and explore more of the level. And there's some more going on here, and I think that's about it. After this, it just keeps going on with the background with no more enemies. So that's like the end of where the enemies were programmed in the map that they were supposed to be. I don't know if it's like the first waterfall level or something. Anyway, that's kind of something that you can do in the game. And by the way, you can do this trick in pretty much any game. So if there's like a level-based game, change the level in memory just before you leave and go to the next level, and it will warp you forward into any game that you can think of. Instead of saying you're supposed to go from level 3 to level 4, change in memory to say, no, I'm actually in level 9, and then when you move forward, it will go to level 10. So those are tricks that you can use for pretty much any game you want. So that's it for ROM Detectives for this video. I hope you learned something. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.